So, this is a strange situation, folks. We had this couple who ran a tow truck company, and they were going to call us with a follow-up after their court date yesterday. He was on the phone and then suddenly hung up, and we don't know why. But the story is kind of like one of those things you see in daytime TV. And it's kind of weird, but what happened is they started a tow truck company and ended up being arrested for car theft for every car they towed, or three of them. Then a competing tow company came over to their yard and picked up all of those cars and plus their personal cars, 6 personal cars, and their own tow truck. And they claim those are stolen. He says he had just bought those 6 other cars and does not have them registered in his name yet. But think about that. In addition to 3 cars that people say they stole, they found 6 other cars that he said were his personal cars, but he can't prove it. He also said they had no authority to do it, but the tow company, the competing tow company, says it was actually the landlord who owns that property who gave him authority to do it. Gosh, this gets complicated. But Kachina Kalori, when he called in, he said he had an update. Is that right? And hung up? What's the story? Is Kelly around? Can she answer that? Hello? Oh, she's on the phone. Well, okay, thank you. So in any case, this is where it stands. They were going to court. Well, this is where it stood yesterday. They were going to court at 2:00, and he said he's convinced that those 3 car theft charges would be thrown out, but he still faced some kind of resisting arrest or something for that, and he said because he was got in a scuffle, and then something to do with endangering the welfare of a child, and then a weapons charge because he said one of the cars he towed had a gun in it, unbeknownst to him. Mark, everywhere we look, this guy's got problems, man. I mean, this is like weird. Everything he touches. Now, is the world nuts or is he? Update, damn it. We are going to do the update. Let me just lay out. Let me lay it out, okay? I want to lay it out.
Lay it out, baby.
Lay it out this. Okay. And I'm going to lay it out this way because I love it. Okay, here's what's going on. First and foremost, the guy said he and his wife started a tow company, and the competition turned him in for stealing cars, so they were brought up on charges for 3 car thefts for 3 cars they towed, but he said he had proof that he called dispatch and told them he was towing, and he called where he was supposed to, but still they took his cars. Then the landlord said, get all those cars off the property, because he was renting a lot there. He says he was in the process of moving, and this competing tow company came, took 6 of his personal cars, 3 of the stolen cars, alleged stolen cars, and his tow truck, and towed them all off the property. Now the guy says he faces charges for car theft. He faces charges for resisting arrest, endangering a child, blah, 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 blah. And nothing is his fault. He's being victimized by the police and by the competing tow company. So, Mark, what did you do?
Well, I hate to do this to people, but we are so up on a break. I'm going to say we're going to do it.
No, we're not, Mark.
Break.
We got enough time. Go ahead. We got 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, man. Well, I mean, the story's pretty
Go
crazy.
ahead.
So this is according to the owner of Busy Bee Towing, who is the bad guy, according to the caller in this, okay? So it all started when they were going to a place where Busy Bee was actually hired to tow, like an apartment complex or an office building. They were going and actually lifting up cars and charging a drop fee, which is not legal in Colorado, according to Robert, the owner of Busy Bee. So he would get calls from the landlord or from the apartment management or the HOA, whomever, saying, hey, there's this other tow company doing this stuff. One lady actually videotaped them picking up a card where they weren't supposed to, and they had proof, so they called the police. So that's how the Greeley police apparently or allegedly got involved. When they went over to talk to our callers, the Greeley police asked, "Where is your tow yard?" And they didn't know where their tow yard was. They forgot where their tow yard was. And what their tow yard actually consisted of is a friend's half acre somewhere out in Elbert or Weld County or somewhere. So it was just a friend's field. They have no PUC number. Once again, allegedly they don't have any PUC number, according to Robert in his research. So then it gets interesting. The Greeley police show up at this tow yard, which is just a field somewhere owned by somebody else, and they confiscate. They basically raid and take 3 of the cars, and they impound them at their own lot, whoever they use. Had a towing company come and grab them, so that has nothing to do with Busy Bee Towing. Then the owner of that half acre starts getting nervous, going, "Oh, my God, I had stolen vehicles on." And, once again, this is allegedly. So they call up B&B and say, "Hey, we want the rest of these vehicles that the cops didn't take out of here." So he signed all the proper forms, and they went over, Busy Bee did, and picked them up, and they have them in their yard. At this point, they cannot pick them up because they don't have any proof of anything. They don't have any keys to the vehicle. They only own one vehicle, and that happens to be an Equinox. The tow truck is not even in their name, allegedly. So that's basically the deal. They can't pick any of them up because they have no registration. They have no title. Now back to the criminal charges that they assured us were going to get dropped today. It does not appear as if they've been dropped because they're all on the, allegedly on the Weld County. I'm pulling a background check on them as we speak, and I'm going to figure out exactly what's still going on criminally. I mean, and that...
Right now at Safeway and Albertsons, shop select items throughout the store and earn up to 4 times rewards points on your favorite products from every aisle. Shop for products like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Oscar Mayer, Marie Callender's, Silk Pure Milk, or Tim's Chips, and earn up to 4 times bonus reward points to use for discounts on gas or groceries. Visit Safeway or Albertsons.com or download the Safeway or Albertsons For You app to earn your reward points today. Offer valid through June 27th. See store for more details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
My friends, is the rest of the story.
So these people, man, they just went about everything the wrong way.
Well, it looks like they never had an impound lot. It was a friend's field. It looks like they weren't supposed to be towing anything, and they were doing a shakedown.
More coming up.
Go with a sure thing. Denver's best
713
roofer.
Talk 713-8255. Coming up, you're not going to believe this. We finally got Richard and Ashley, the people who had the tow truck company in Weld County that was arrested. He was arrested for car theft and some other charges. They went to court today, and they're finally here to give us an update because their competitive tow company gave us their side of the story. And Mark, you can be here to mediate all that because you talked to the tow company. So we got more coming up.
In the shade.
Okay, now, for our story, ladies and gentlemen. We had the tow truck company. Now, I believe they had good intentions when they started this company. I do not think they're bad people. I want to say that on the record. I think that they're frustrated, but they did a lot of things wrong. And they started a tow truck company. And the bottom line here is that they, I believe, did everything wrong. So they were charged with car theft for towing some cars. Then everything went downhill from there. And I don't know what else to say, but it was a drama. Those 3 cars were towed away as stolen. Then
And
the
all
landlord
the
said,
charges, the charges were all supposed to be dropped today.
and then, Mark, what else happened? The landlord said clear off those other cars. So they took six.
So their landlord or their friend who was letting them use the acreage, and all this is according to, this is all third party, but they called up Busy Bee Towing and said, hey, get these other cars. And that was after the sheriff's department showed up there and took 3 of them.
Yes, so they went to court yesterday, and we're going to hear what finally happened in court. So I am so keyed on hearing what happened, and I hope we hear that right now. So let's go and hear that. I'm going to bring up who's going to be on the phone. I think it's Richard and Ashley, or Richard or Ashley, whichever one wants to be on. We want to hear what's going on. So tell us about it. Are you there?
Yeah, well, it was for, so I did a public, so I got it for my lawyer, but it's on June 1st or June, just another date. They were set for another date. They didn't really talk nothing about it, but so this is so Tom, I know you're gonna sit there and you're gonna think.
I'm listening, bro. I'm listening. Tell me what happened in court. Period. What happened?
Nothing. Just set for another date.
Did you ask
don't
for a
have nothing, Tom. We didn't steal cars.
Did you ask for a continuance? Did you ask?
They had to do it because I guess they. I was out on. I guess it was a bond. I don't know what it was. I think it was bond hearing or something. But since I'm not on bond, they don't need to do that. So they were just like taking me to see if I was going to be able to get on bond and stuff. That's all it was.
All right. So
But
right
I'm
now,
already out here.
here's what I think, bro.
But Tom, let me tell you something. You listen to the other tow truck company, right? You listen to what they have to say. Now let me tell you where this takes off. We've never stolen vehicles. We just started. We've been in business for 4 months.
Why did the sheriffs take those 3 from your impound lot?
Because when we did that, they were parked. Okay, they were parked. They dropped the ball. Pretty much when we spoke to the officers, they dropped the ball. Every police officer that we've spoken to about them is taking us a lot of stolen vehicles. Now, we're not the only ones that's been having stolen vehicles, and that's not why they took me to jail. They took me to jail because of another tow truck company, Hearsay Say. They said we were stealing cars. They were working with the Weld County Sheriff, is what they said. And I guess they still are, right? But I have proof where I walked in there yesterday when I was invited, or the other day I was invited.
My God, is he still talking? Okay. All right.
Yeah, well, because you listen to the other company, listen to what I have to say.
Yeah, but you said the same thing. You've said the same thing. Look, you've been on this show more than Mark has. You've said, listen, you've said more. Honest to God, I've heard more from you. What's the bottom line? Can you just present your case? The bottom line, you didn't steal. I don't think you intended to steal cars. I absolutely believe you. Mark, do you believe him that he did not intend to steal cars? I absolutely believe it.
I don't know what to believe, but I do know this. I'd like to hear what he's got to say, but he definitely has 3 charges of car theft.
Yeah, but I don't think they can show intent for him to steal when he took him to his yard and called the police and
his
said,
yard was a field. My understanding is his yard was a friend's field, Tom.
Mark, I'm talking about intent now. They can't deny he made phone calls. It's recorded. He made phone calls to dispatch.
Ready to reach your savings goals? Hughes Federal Credit Union money market accounts can help you protect and grow your funds with high rates that outperform the market statewide. Starting at 2.53% APY for a minimum balance of $1,000. Higher rates are available. You can withdraw your money at any time without a penalty and feel safe knowing your principal balance is fully insured. Visit HughesFCU.org/money market today. Hughes Federal Credit Union. We take you further. Insured by NCUA. Certain restrictions apply.
Right now at Safeway and Albertsons, shop select items throughout the store and earn up to 4 times rewards points on your favorite products from every aisle. Shop for products like Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Oscar Mayer, Marie Callender's, Silk Pure Milk, or Tim's Chips, and earn up to 4 times bonus reward points to use for discounts on gas or groceries. Visit Safeway or Albertsons.com or download the Safeway or Albertsons For You app to earn your reward points today. Offer valid through June 27th. See store for more details.
We have proof of phone calls. We have records that we pulled the day that we actually took those vehicles.
You know how I feel, guys.
I don't even know what that means. If I went and bought a tow truck right now and I made a call to wherever I'm supposed to call, I can go tow any vehicle?
No.
No.
Well, what the hhell does that mean?
Now, Mark, didn't the
We
other
made a
company
call.
say, hold on.
We made a
Mark,
call. Okay, you made a call.
Mark. Okay, get him, got
Drag it, kill him.
Dragon, kill it. All right, take him off. You did the bad word thing again.
So he's got, I'm not going to say he's got this big, lengthy criminal
bad
record,
word.
but we pulled it.
He's off. Now, here's what I want to say. I think he, and honest to God, I don't think they intended to steal anything. I think they did everything wrong. They didn't wait for their PUC. They did not have a proper tow yard and a proper operation, and it looks sketchy. Mark, really, seriously, all kidding aside, don't you think that's what happened?
I don't even know if this guy's got a license. He's got no insurance. He's driving under. I just have no idea, man. I'm not as sunshine about this as you.
I'm not saying sunshine. I said they did everything wrong.
I don't know what the guy's intent was, but I know he's up on charges.
I don't think he and his wife said to each other,
I would have loved to hear what he had to say, to be honest.
Let's go out and steal cars. I don't think that's what happened, but hold on. You can take him back when we get our relay
Dragon,
back.
tell him he cannot cuss anymore. I'll give him the time he wants and possibly deserves, but that's it, man. And you've got to be comfortable with it, Dragon. This guy drops the F-bomb like, whatever. 65-66. Now pull up Richard and Ashley. Hey, Richard, I'm going to give you a chance to talk, but, man, there's some ground rules here, dude. We got to have a two-way conversation. I'm not going to be playing music or any of that crap. I'll give you an opportunity, but I'm telling you straight up, brother, if you drop even close to a cuss word, you're gone for good. Got it?
No, I won't. But, Tom, give me the chance to explain. This
Go ahead. Say what you want to say. Go.
Okay. So this has to do, Tom. So plain and bottom line is, this has to do with how another company can go and make another tow truck company look bad with no proof of anything.
All right. Richard, you said that. Wrong. Now I want to ask you a question about that. All right?
That's what I want to say, okay? Now,
listen.
We've been trying to get our cars back, right?
Richard!
We got them on.
Richard!
Okay, I'll wait.
Two-way conversation. You made a point. I'm going to bring up the other point and ask you a question about it. Please stay on task. I was told personally by the owner of Busy Bee, what started this was you were in a place you were not supposed to be hooking cars and charging people a drop fee. And someone, a lady, got you on video doing exactly this. They can send me the video. Did this happen or not?
Tom, yeah, it actually did. And we had cops on location. I know exactly the day that it happened because she was out there yelling out Busy Bee wannabes. We're not Busy Bee wannabes. We don't work for Busy Bee. And we were never on private property. Anything on the street is fair game. And we were told that by PD. Everybody.
Were you charging a drop fee and found out you weren't supposed to?
So, no. So this is the way you do it. It's called. Well, we picked it up because she was parked in front of a bus stop. Okay, she came out and I gave her the chance to come out and talk to me. Now she called the cops on us. Cops came out. She said we were a fake tow truck company. They validated that we were not because me and the cops sat there and talked. They left. They didn't even pay me because I dropped their car for them.
Okay.
They didn't pay me anything.
Okay.
So, no.
Now, you're okay. That's fine. I got it. I understand that. So you're saying you didn't do anything wrong there. That's fine. So your lot that you had, was it a friend's just basically property? And it doesn't matter. I'm just making sure what I'm understanding is right. A friend of yours let you use some acreage somewhere as a lot, correct?
So, Tom, the way we did it is we've been looking for a lot for a while now. And it's expensive.
Well, your lot appears to be a P.O. box. That's why I'm asking you. You're going into these explanations, and I don't know why. I'm just asking you a question. Richard, the question is, were you using a friend's acreage to store cars while you were looking for a lot?
We were paying for him. Yes.
That's fine, but was it someone you knew? It was a friend.
Yes.
Okay, then somehow the sheriffs came out there and raided the joint and took 3 cars. Is that correct?
No, it wasn't like that at all.
Then what happened?
We called for help. We called because we were stuck in the mud. Now, they're slowly going off of, I was in the car at the time of arrest. we ran out of gas. We were in the middle of nowhere out in Gelton. We sat there because we called in the afternoon, and it took them all night to get there. So it was snowing that day. We had a 2-year-old with us, and so I did the right thing. And we sat in the car, and they gave me the keys.
Richard,
so
what does, my God, man, you go off on these. The question, just answer the question. Then I promise at the end, I'll let you spout out whatever you want except for cuss words. Here's the question. Did the sheriff's department show up and take 3 cars from there and impound them because they were stolen? That's all I'm asking.
I'm taking over, yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that straightforward answer. Then it probably made your friend or the people you were renting that property from nervous, so then they called Busy Bee, and Busy Bee removed, after the owner signed the proper paperwork, your tow truck and some of your other vehicles. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you. Then the problem with you picking up the vehicles is only one of them, the Equinox, is actually in your name. And you can't get the other ones because you don't have keys to them. And I'll ask you that, why you don't have keys, in a second. But you don't have keys, and they're not yet registered in your name. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now I'm going to let you guys talk and try to make sense of why you're even calling at this point. And I'm being serious about that. You have charges up for stolen cars. Busy Bee didn't take those cars. Those are the cars that the sheriff's department did. So whose cars are they anyhow?
Our vehicles. Busy Bee stole our vehicles. That was the whole main reason we reached out to you guys.
But, okay, and I appreciate that. Busy Bee told me this. If they were in your name, in fact, not only did you guys show up, and after everybody calmed down, they said you guys were acting fine, but you didn't have the correct paperwork to get them. Is that correct?
That's correct. But have Busy Bee also told you that they will not let us get our personal belongings? We were in the process of moving. They will not let us get our personal belongings. All of our bill of sales and titles are in those vehicles.
What are the personal items? Like, give me an idea of an actual personal
item. You have no proof that those are your cars. Why should they let you into them?
That they took. My kids' birth certificates.
Well, you guys being in the tow business should know there's only few things someone that is storing your car have to give back. Medication is one, a car seat, and other stuff like that. I don't think it covers any of the stuff you're talking about.
It does for birth certificates, ID identification. It does too.
Okay, and I'll be happy to call these guys and see if they would return that stuff if that's what the law says. But don't you understand the fact you don't even owe the tow truck that they towed? Who does own that tow truck, by the way?
Yes, we do. We're waiting.
Oh, yes, we do. I don't know where you guys are getting your information.
It's not registered to you.
It doesn't matter. We're waiting for it to be verified by the state patrol. That appointment was months out. Months.
Why did it need the verification? Why did it need the VIN verification? Was there no title?
When we bought it, Richard, because when we had bought the vehicle, it did not come with a title.
Okay, well, that's strange. But anyhow, here's what I'm going to offer, Ashley, because you've been very straight, and I appreciate it. If you would like me to call the owner over there to Busy Bee and ask him how, and ask him whatever you would like me to ask him and try to work something out on your personal items, I'd be happy to do that. Other than that, they can't break the law. In other words, if it's not under their name and you guys are still waiting for that VIN verification or a registration or a title or whatever to prove that it's yours, and they're not allowed to give it back to you, you can't blame them for that.
No, you cannot, but they need to give us that chance. So they are crooked in every way.
First of all, I talked to him. I don't think they're crooked. I honest to God don't. If you would like me to ask him something, go ahead and put him on hold, and that's all I need to know. There's nothing else I need to know, Dragon or Kelly. It's a yes or no, and what, by God, would you like me to ask him? I mean, it's crazy. And then I didn't even get into the whole gun part. The whole gun part's a different thing. And I want to ask Richard one more question. Hey, Richard, was that your gun?
Tom, are you going to listen to what we have to say, or are you going to cut us off? Because
okay, you know what? Put him on hold. When we come back, I swear to God, believe it or not, I'll shut up for a solid minute and let you talk. We'll be right back.
Go with a sure thing. Denver's best roofer, excelroofing.com.
You don't pay a cent until you're content.
Time for an insurance checkup. Free, no obligation comparison. Call Compass Insurance. Paying too much? Your coverage at dozens of insurance companies. Find out now. 303-771-HELP. You'll think you're his only customer when you choose Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, to list your home with RE/MAX Alliance. 303-920-1622.
All right, for the first time ever on the Troubleshooter Show, I'm going to shut up for a minute, and I'm going to let these guys talk. This is our tow truck people that have been accused of stealing vehicles. They have a feud with another towing company, and as promised, Richard or Ashley, you're on the clock. Go ahead.
So let me start off by saying that this has nothing to do with Richard's case. We have that taken care of. We don't need any help on that. This has to do with my company. This company is under my name, okay? I am the one who does all the paperwork. I do everything. I try to actually go by the book, okay? Now, this company is essentially why we called. How can another tow company go and accuse another tow company of theft but essentially do the same thing? They stole our vehicles right from under us. My Equinox, I sat outside of the hotel that we were staying in for 4 hours with a toddler. 4 hours, that's a long time with a toddler. In the meantime, they sat and they waited, and they drove around to make sure I was still there. I had to leave. I had to feed my daughter. I had to change her. When I came back, or before I even came back, I got a call from the tow truck driver, my tow truck driver, saying there was a black Toyota 4Runner blocking my vehicle. Okay? Tow truck driver goes inside, comes back out, and my vehicle and the 4Runner are gone. The woman who is running Busy Bee, she drives a 4Runner. Now, there's so many complaints. We've even been told by the Greeley PD how many complaints there are about this company. They have done this not to us once, but twice. Before we were even a tow truck company, they did the same thing to Richard's car that he had for 12 years. Okay? They lie on paperwork. They say that things have been there longer than they actually are.
All right, how long has that been? I mean, that must have been the hardest damn thing I've ever done. How long was that? Does anybody know, Dragon?
It was a minute 45.
Tell me that's not the best I've ever done. You can put them on hold. You know, I talked to Busy Bee. Here's what I do know, or at least I have a pretty good idea of. One, the sheriff's department showed up and took 3 of the cars. It had nothing to do with Busy Bee. And then the second part, Ashley, is that the owner of your lot, the people that own the property, your friends that were renting out to you, called up Busy Bee to have the other vehicles towed out of there because they were nervous the cops were there grabbing stolen vehicles. I don't know what else to say. I'll tell you this. You have a court date coming up, and the court date is going to prove if you're innocent or not. I don't think you guys actually stole cars at this point, but I don't know what to say.
Right now at Safely in Albert.